unless Crystal blocks it up, to perform our national anthem. If everybody could stand.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Crystal. As always, that was amazing. All right, again, thank you everybody for coming out and participating in this ceremony with us. A couple people we'd like to recognize from Congressman Murphy's office. We have Cody Brown, we have Mallory Armstrong, and Jada Mulkey. Thank you all for attending as well. First, I would like to have Director Yanero come up and say a few words.
This is a particular honor for me because I've had the privilege of watching these folks grow in the law enforcement community that we have here in Jacksonville. You know, I've been the chief here, I was the chief for almost 20-some years, and I got to hire these folks, and I've got to watch them grow, and it does my heart good to see the leadership that they have exhibited over the last number of years that they've been here. So congratulations. I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud that the families are here because, you know, these officers are just on loan from their families. And one of the things that we want to make sure is that when we return them to you, when they retire, that we return them in the same condition that you gave them to us. So it's really important for us to make sure that they have good family support, and this is great. Seeing all the folks here, seeing all the support folks here, that's what they need, you know, because law enforcement can be very difficult. It can be very straining on relationships. It can be very straining on the officer themselves. I often say, the normal first responder has 800 critical events in their lifetime. The normal person has 3. So they do need a lot of support. And I appreciate everybody being here, so thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I'd like to invite Chief Phelps up to say a few words.
We got a packed house today, don't we? Nice. I do want to thank everybody for attending today. This is great to see everybody here. Director Nera, appreciate your remarks. Thank you for stepping forward to provide those. And I also want to recognize this is probably his last promotion ceremony with the city as an employee as he's retiring on April 21st. So, Director, thank you for your service, your 20 years here as chief. You have definitely brought this department above and beyond where to put us in the best place to keep moving forward. So thank you for your service. I want to thank also Crystal. Let's give her another round of applause. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for doing that for us. For families and friends here, thank you for attending. As the director said, your loved ones are on loan to us, but we thank you for sharing them with us. I can't promise you that I'm going to return them in the same condition. You may not want them in the same condition, honestly, but for the fact that you're here to support your loved one, whether you're blood or your chosen family, we are honored that you're here to celebrate this day with your loved one and to celebrate their accomplishments. And today's a tremendous occasion. We get to celebrate 4 promotions for 4 fantastic individuals who have worked hard throughout their entire careers to get to this milestone. And they've got plenty more to go, but we get to celebrate where they're at today. And we all know, have heard the adage that serving in law enforcement is serving a higher calling. I see, and while that is true, being a supervisor is an even greater calling because you get to serve those who serve others. And that is a tremendous responsibility to be able to take on that ownership, to guide younger officers or other employees into serving our community. And it is a tremendous aspect to be able to do that. And the 4 of you stepped forward. You raised your hand and said, yes, please, this is something I want to do. And we get to celebrate you for that, for doing that. Serving as a police officer is hard. You heard what the director said. It is hard work. If it was easy, we'd be firefighters, right? I got you, T. You knew it was coming. But being a supervisor is even harder. It is so much harder on you as an individual because of your heart, because you care about the community and you care about the people that you work with. So it's that extra burden that you wear on your shoulders. But I can tell you that positive impact that you have and those dire straits of the days makes everything so worth it, especially when you get to see your people be promoted and be celebrated as we're doing today. It is tremendous to do that. So to our 4 promotees, so whether you're embarking on a new path or you're continuing down your supervisory path, I want to bestow a few words of wisdom on you. And you've probably heard these before in other ceremonies. But first and foremost, I want you to remember and know your why. Why did you get into law enforcement in the first place? And then why did you want to become a supervisor? You need to remember that every single day because there's going to be days that you're going to question it. There's days I question it, trust me. But it's still, when you wake up in the morning, you get to see the smile on people's faces, being able to help people, it makes it so worthwhile. Remember who you serve. And I think this is an even greater one. Because your positions come with not only great responsibility, but also great influence. And ego has no place in service. So remember who you serve, and it's our community and each other. And it's so important that you constantly remind yourself of that. What you tolerate says more about you as a supervisor than what you do. I'm going to say that again, especially for the supervisors all the supervisors in this room. What you tolerate says more about you as a supervisor than what you do. So just make sure that we're doing the right thing at all times, okay? People don't remember what you do, but they do remember how you make them feel. And we all know that. All of us can probably think back to an opportunity where somebody just didn't do the right thing by us. And we want to make sure that we're always doing the right thing, all right? Leading into that is that treating people with dignity and respect is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. We will always treat people with dignity and respect, and I don't care what the circumstances are. We will rise above however we're being treated. I'm sorry, it does not matter. We will always treat people with dignity and respect. But the bottom line is that if you take care of your people, they're going to take care of you. I wholeheartedly believe that. And you've heard this mantra before, because I do live by this, is that you do the right thing the right way in the best manner possible. You do those three things, you're going to be extremely successful as supervisors and with this department. And this last little tidbit, because I know I can wander on a little bit when I speak, on your most difficult days, when you're overwhelmed by an incident or an issue, or you're just not sure how to navigate something, I want you to remember two things. First, you will not fail. You will not fail. Every single person in this room, every person who wears this uniform is here to support you. You will not fail. We will get through whatever issue is together successfully. And the second piece of this, and this is probably the most important piece, so I really want you to pay attention to this part. You asked for it. So congratulations to the four of our promotees, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Phelps, for those words. So now I'm going to have the two officers that are being promoted to sergeant step up. Picerno, Jillian, if you'll bring your families and come on up. You can just stand right there, that's fine. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about each of these individuals, and this is a very minute part of who they really are. These are just a few of the highlights. Kimberly Picerno completed basic law enforcement training at Cape Fear Community College in 2017 and began her law enforcement journey as a patrol officer at the Jacksonville Police Department in 2018. From March 2018 through August 2020, Officer Picerno served as a patrol officer, earning a life-saving award in June of 2019 for heroic efforts. In 2020, she transitioned to the Community Services Division, where she became certified as a school resource officer, a DARE instructor, and DARE instructor. Over the next 2 years, she passionately mentored and educated elementary students in violence prevention and drug resistance across all city schools and at Camp Lejeune, all while remaining active in the patrol division as a full-time training officer. And I can tell you all of those tasks are very daunting, they're very tedious, and she stuck with it as a lot of our officers do, because those are added assignments, those are extra duties that they have to perform, and they choose to do those. In 2022, she initiated impactful community programs to address local needs. Her efforts included organizing events like Shop with a Cop, Operation Medicine Drop, and Bike and Walk to School, while also serving as the agency's Faith and Blue coordinator, a member of the Onslow County Safe Kids Coalition, and advisor for the Junior Explorer Post. Officer Picerno is an integral part of the department's peer support group and proudly holds her intermediate certificate, showcasing her commitment to her professionalism and growth and the community's well-being. As a devoted mother of two, Michael 9 and Gabriel 2, she exemplifies the values of service and commitment. She passionately nurtures their growth and well-being, instilling in them the profound importance of loving others and serving one's community. Again, that's just a small part of her contribution to both our agency and our city. Jillian Wenderoth is a native of Jacksonville, North Carolina. Her parents, Fred and Jill Jenkins, instilled values and virtues in Jillian, creating the foundation for her law enforcement interest early on. These ideas will only be expanded upon as she continued her education through White Oak High School, where she graduated in 2011 and continued to obtain her associate's degree in criminal justice from Coastal Carolina Community College in 2013. Following her graduation, Jillian dove headfirst into law enforcement by attending basic law enforcement training, and she became an official police officer with the Jacksonville Police Department in 2015. As Jillian familiarized herself with the basics of law enforcement, she quickly found other disciplines within the field and began serving as an alcohol beverage control officer in 2016. This bestowed the extra responsibility of ensuring local alcohol establishments maintain compliance with state and local laws. In 2018, Jillian sought to bring her knowledge to newly hired officers by becoming a field training officer. And finally, in 2020, Officer Wenderoth stepped into the position of detective, where she currently serves as an investigator with the Jacksonville Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division. Since her selection to the unit, she has participated in investigations of numerous crimes, including assaults, frauds, homicides, kidnappings, and sexual assaults. These investigations have yielded a new skill set for Jillian, which she has begun passing along to newly minted officers in the BLET program since her selection as an instructor in 2022. In 2024, Jillian's continued work in law enforcement was recognized once she achieved her advanced law enforcement certification and was promoted to the rank of corporal. Jillian has now taken the next step to police sergeant, where she will continue her development as an officer, a mentor, and investigator, and a leader. As she continues to serve and support the community, she will be supported and liked by her strong faith and her caring husband, Aaron Wenderoth, who has lovingly supported her since 2014, as well as her two dogs, Ranger and Titan, and her horse, Thunder. I had to read that one a couple of times when I was reviewing this to make sure. All right, so at this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Rose up to issue their oath.
If you'll please place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Kimberly Picerno,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will be alert and vigilant
that I will be alert and vigilant
in performing my duties
in performing my duties
as a sergeant
as a sergeant
of the Jacksonville Police
of the
Department,
Jacksonville Police Department,
that I will not be influenced
that I will not be influenced
in any matter
in any matter
on account of personal
on
bias
account of personal bias
or prejudice,
or prejudice,
that I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution and
the
laws
Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of North Carolina,
of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and execute
discharge and execute
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
as a sergeant
as a sergeant
of the Jacksonville Police Department
of the Jacksonville Police Department,
according to the best of my skills,
according to the best of my skills,
abilities, and judgment,
abilities, and judgment,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
You know, we always say as first-line supervisors, they have the hardest job in the agency, that they're not only responsible for ensuring that all the officers are doing the right thing the right way, safely, efficiently, effectively, but they also have that daunting task of making sure that they stay motivated. So they have a tough job ahead of them, but we have confidence that they'll do a great job. So now I'd like to call up Sergeant Padrick, Sergeant Smith. Chris Padrick is a native of Jacksonville, North Carolina, and he spent most of his life growing up in Richlands. After exploring various career paths, he received strong encouragement from his family to pursue a career in law enforcement. Taking their advice to heart, Chris enrolled in the basic law enforcement training program at Coastal Carolina Community College in the fall of 2011. In April of 2012, Chris launched his law enforcement career with the Onslow County Sheriff's Office, where he worked until October of 2014. He then transferred to the North Topsail Beach Police Department, serving there until January of 2017. Following that, Chris joined the Jacksonville Police Department, where he has continued to build on his experience and skills. During the time in the Jacksonville Police Department, Chris has achieved several significant milestones in his career. He became a certified general instructor and soon afterwards earned certification as a specialized driving instructor. Additionally, he holds certifications as a rapid deployment instructor and a tactical care under fire instructor. As an active hostage negotiator for the department, Chris was promoted to the rank of sergeant in October of 2021. In this role, he has served in various capacities, including patrol, criminal investigation unit, threat assessment, and overseeing the school resource officers. Chris has been actively involved in numerous community service and law enforcement initiatives throughout his career. He served as the coordinator for the Law Enforcement Torch Run for Special Olympics North Carolina and was honored to be appointed as a state council member for the Torch Run program. Passionate about continuous learning and professional development, Chris has participated in numerous training programs with the Jacksonville Police Department. Notably, he played a key role in incorporating the Rescue Task Force in the department, enhancing the agency's preparedness for critical incidents. This ongoing commitment for professionalism growth has allowed Chris to stay current with evolving policing methods and best practices, ensuring that the department provides the highest level of service to both its officers and the community. Outside of work, Chris enjoys time with his family and friends. He also strives to take on new challenges, particularly home improvement projects. I've seen some of those. You probably don't want to be a part of that. Sir. Vanessa Smith graduated from Gilbert High School in South Carolina in 2000. She then attended Midlands Technical College, where she earned an associate's degree in criminal justice. Following her education, Vanessa began her law enforcement career with the Lexington County Sheriff's Department, where she worked for 4 years. Vanessa is married to her husband, Brad, who is now retired from the Marine Corps, and they moved to Jacksonville. The couple has one daughter named Haley. In 2007, Vanessa started her career at the Jacksonville Police Department, the Patrol Division, and became a training officer in 2008, a role she filled until 2018. In 2010, she was selected for the Traffic Division, becoming JPD's first female traffic reconstructionist. I can tell you that course is not easy. During her time in the division, she earned the Traffic Enforcement and Investigation Certificate from the North Carolina Justice Academy. In addition to her work as a traffic reconstructionist, Vanessa is a general instructor, a physical fitness instructor, a compliance and control tactics instructor, a radar LiDAR instructor, and a standardized field sobriety test instructor. In 2019, she became the first female member of the North Carolina Speed Measuring Instrument Advisory Group. Vanessa also teaches the standardized field sobriety test instructor development course with the forensic test for alcohol branch of North Carolina, training law enforcement professionals throughout the state. Vanessa holds an advanced law enforcement certification and was promoted to the rank of sergeant in 2021. Earlier this month, she completed her final class for her master's in criminal justice leadership at Liberty University. Congratulations. Vanessa attributes her success to God, her family, friends, and several amazing supervisors she has had throughout the years. I'm going to bring the families up.
I'll do the damn badge, baby.
Raise your right hand and just repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Vanessa Smith,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will be alert and vigilant
that I will be alert and vigilant
in performing my duties
in performing my duties
as a lieutenant
as a lieutenant
of the Jacksonville Police Department.
of the Jacksonville Police Department,
That I will not be influenced
that I will not be influenced
in any manner
in any manner
on account of personal bias or prejudice.
on account of personal bias or prejudice,
That I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of North Carolina,
of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and execute
discharge and execute
the duties of my
the
office
duties of my office
as a lieutenant
as a lieutenant
of the Jacksonville Police Department,
of the Jacksonville Police Department,
according to the best of my skills,
according to the best of my skills,
abilities, and judgment,
abilities, and judgment.
so help me God.
So help me God. You wanna go to this one?
All right, if I could get the 4 newly promoted supervisors up here.
Yeah, you're dismissed.
Ms. Rose, do you want him to sign? Let's make sure we're signing right. Go ahead and sign.
I heard you were giving me a pen.
Now she'll give it back to you. Join me in welcoming them once again.
We're not done yet. We got one more thing. So our promotees took an oath of office for what they're about to do in their supervisory roles as sergeant lieutenant. This next oath, I consider it more personal. It's not only an oath to themselves, but it's also an oath to each and every member of this police department. So I'm going to invite all sworn officers to join them as they take their oath of honor. You stand and raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always have the highest regard for the sanctity of life and treat all persons with dignity and respect. I will always uphold the Constitution, the community, and the agency I serve. So help me God. Congratulations. This concludes our ceremony. We have cake and refreshments outside in the atrium here, but as a custom, I would invite all of us to come up and congratulate our newly promoted